Now I remember when you're in Europe, also I contacted you. They said, if I have this idea, if also can you be part of it? And that is why I send you the course to do the social media marketing. See, our mind was keep telling me, let's share, this could be good for the family. And then I share, and then also doing the course, also we do the course, and then also the business comes back, and then the work comes.
What made you want to, what made you tell me about it?
So the reason I think about it was you also, the way, the passion you have, the way you talk, and because always I knew you are following one dreams, have one passion, and then after I have passion, I was going to think this is another opportunity, so we can go in. This is a new venture, we can go in for families. So that is how business created through the families. So you have an idea, you pass on, and then you yourself, you decide if that thing was good for you. And luckily, you're enjoying it and you like it. So that was so a good to.
I remember when you first told me about it. Actually, I was in Portland. That was the first call you ever told me about the Affluent Academy by Jordan Platten. And I looked into it and I said, you know what, this is a good idea. This is something, of course I play football. I love my football, but outside of football, I have free time. I have things that I can do. And, you know, in that mindset of you can be an athlete and also an entrepreneur and start your own business. And so I was into it. I did the whole course. I found it interesting and I started it. I remember in Sweden, I was going and emailing. I was so ambitious about it. Obviously, it didn't pan out the way I wanted it to or the way I think, because as I got into it, I started to think, you know what, this is not for me. But I think what's important about you bringing it up, a seed was planted. A very big seed was planted in that entrepreneurial journey of, okay, we can start something. And you mentioned the family name, ETS Rubasha Media, we established it. So fast forward, I come now to Australia. We're living here, and let's talk about how did we start this podcast?
So even before that, also the other things, when I was seeing Jordan Platten talking, the way he was talking, he had, he teaching his cat. I will say, wow, this guy talk like Eve. The way he talk, I knew that it could also be good for you. And now every time I can see it now. So now you still remember now in Europe, and then you come back home to Australia. So everything's there. So now because you see that everything was so connected. So the social media marketing, the course, the exposure we get from that business, it keep coming to us in our ideas. It keep taking there. So now, because when I was going for a walk, always I have to have something to motivate me. So that is the change for me in my life. So there I said, this new technology, this new venture, especially Google, YouTube, it's game changer. It's powerful for life. We have to wake up to think about it. So I was every morning go for a walk with listening. First of all, I was listening another motivation speaker called Jim Rohn. And he was talking about business, everything there. So every morning. So that is the change now. That is the things I do listening. And then later, keep going. I listen again, never go that. You see, sometimes when you're listening, and then you go to another one, and then you take another one, you get hooked up with different things there. And then it was a business, and then it was become believe, and you keep going. So because I continue for work, that time I go for work, I have to listen something. And when you listen something, it inspires you, it motivates you, it makes you change, it makes you the world change straight away. So for me, the COVID period wake me up completely, especially education and to know to social media, to see the power from how it is. So that's why you change. And then when you come back, they say, Eve, I've been motivated with this people. Can we do a podcast?
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rubasha Family podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with WorldRemit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with WorldRemit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your WorldRemit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with WorldRemit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video.
And you see, when I say that, even if you are so excited, maybe you have that things in your mind.
But you know, I do want to talk about that. But let's go a little bit back. What made you think to start a podcast? Like, that's what now I'm interested in. What clicked in your mind? Because I remember when I came back, you had also seen me with content creation. So I came back, obviously I'd been on YouTube, 20,000 subscribers by the time I came back. I was vlogging all the time. Cool, right? So what gave you that idea for a podcast?
Yeah, so it's just listening every morning. Yes. So I'll be listening every morning, motivation speaker. And then otherwise say, look, if these people could motivate me, why us, we can't do a podcast to motivate.
So your mindset was, let's start something where I can, all these things I've been walking and talking and thinking in my mind, I can start to use a platform to start to talk.
Yes.
So let's do a podcast.
Especially when I listen to Never Border. Never Border teach some things which I could understand it, and I always had fear. But you see, the times now I've been believing him, you know, I could say, wow, this is so powerful. How come also we can share with other one? And then they said, through podcast is where
You can do that.
you can do that.
Yeah.
And you see, for me, I was saying that, I thought I was not qualified to do that. I thought if I tell you, because you are young, you are more educated, you are more editing, it's going to be much easier for you to do that.
Yeah.
But you see, now I realize the more keep learning, keep doing it, also become qualified because I've been learning.
Yeah.
And
I think it's so powerful because like the fact that you saw it as ways of like, this is a way I can motivate people. Like I'm doing all these things and I'm telling it to my children, you know, these like, you know, you are a God and all these things that I've learned over the past years, but now let's actually start to get this out to the world. So I'll never forget, we were here in the kitchen and then you said to me, Eve, we should start a podcast. And when you said that, it clicked in my mind so quickly. And the reason why is because I started this content creation journey already. And before you had told me that, I'm always researching. I'm always trying to find new information. And a lot of content creators, YouTubers were saying the next big thing, the next wave in these next 5 to 10 years, a podcast. They were saying, if you need to start, and I was watching it, but I was like, well, maybe I can do that later. I don't really have that. So as soon as you said that, it clicked in my mind and I said, you know what, Eve, he's right. And when you said that, it's just also crazy. Also, I think with my mentality as well, I'm the type of person, if we start something, let's do it. I don't have, let's do it. You want to, you know, it's very easy. Oh, we need this and be this. No, we started it.
yes, and then you see, that's how it connected. So it was connected through that Jordan Platinum course, because you remember, so this business we're in, it's marketing. You know, even when you do the course was just marketing, and even this one is so still marketing. So that was no still connected. Everything was connected together. So that is why when I told you, straight away connected to your mind, and then you make sense and then make it easy.
And then at the same time, it's like I've already had so much experience with cameras, with editing. So all the experience that I built up with, because this became a passion for me, you know, like, and that's why I was a little bit different with the social media marketing, which was cool. But something like this, editing and these cameras, this is what wakes me up. As like football wakes me up in the morning. So with the podcast, I knew I would have that same motivation to let's go out and record. And for me, it was interesting because I've never been a host before, but I knew I love talking, I love being on the camera. So yeah, it's just amazing.